Hey, I'm Jules. I'm so honored that you have clicked through and you're interested in growing and scaling your business. We are on the same page already. I'm a sales coach, but of course I'm not just a sales coach. I'm also a mum and a wife and a snow skier. You can see my ski over here. I started on my business journey because after 20 years working as a professional sales rep, mostly in the pharmaceutical industry, I recognized that I'd been trained to the next level on how to sell, how to open a call, how to close a call, how to make cold calls, warm calls, hot calls, follow up on leads, overcome objections. But the piece that was missing for me was the mindset. It was the resilience, the emotional intelligence. It was laser focused goal setting. And when I discovered neuroscience brain-based coaching, I realized that the two married together so well. So when you have the selling strategies with the mindset tools, that's when things start to catapult. For me, my sales went through the roof. And I've used these strategies to grow my business to just over 170K in my first 12 months in business, but I've got it now set up so it can scale quite easily to well over $1 million. So if you're looking at growing and scaling your business, please, I'd love to chat to you. You've got an opportunity at the end of this video to book a little chat with me and we can figure out if these strategies are going to work for you too. Hey, so I wanted to show you some of these photos because I'm such a believer that if you're going to choose a coach who's going to take you to the next level, that you absolutely have to be aligned in some of your values. So I wanted to tell you a bit about what I love and really what the things that are really important to me. So one of my core values is around adventure. And you can see there from that ski photo, and I showed you my ski before, that being in the outdoors, being adventurous is really important to me, but it's also in business. I love being a little bit different, pushing outside of my boundaries and being adventurous in my business as well. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that as we go through. One of my other core values is around learning. So that photo that's in the middle there, that's me when I was running a workshop with a huge group of people. And I love it so much because it's about empowering them with the tools and the strategies to be able to take their business to the next level. And for these guys, it was a combination of their personal development as well as really thinking about the strategies that are going to move their businesses forward. Health and fitness is another big value for me. So you can see I'm often with my kids, whether it's hiking or climbing mountains, whatever we're doing. I think that one on the left was actually a high ropes course, and also having fun. So that's a really cool photo in the bottom right-hand corner of one of my teams where we were at a conference, and it's always been super fun being around those big teams. And it's something that's really important to me. So I'm Jules and I'm a sales and mindset coach, and I move entrepreneurs like yourself from feeling really confused about where to focus your efforts. And I think that at the moment, there are so many different options out there for us as entrepreneurs, everything from, different marketing tools, different lead generation tools, different selling strategies, that I think it can get really overwhelming and confusing. So my goal is to take you from that confusion and help you to feel really laser focused and confident that you know where to find leads, how to convert them, and how to set up your business in order to scale. So I discovered really quickly that if I wanted to hit my huge big goals, which I'll share with you, that I needed to set the business up in a way that it could scale, that I didn't have to trade time for money. So I use a combination of neuroscience. So I have a neuroscience qualification, and I use a combination of my neuroscience with face-to-face selling strategies and also big business strategies. So I've spent the last 20 years analyzing and working for big businesses. And now I use all of those strategies, but I bring them to a level that is appropriate and that can be used for small businesses as well. So my goal is to move you from confused to confident when it comes to your sales and your selling strategies. So as I mentioned before, I spent 20 years as a professional sales rep, and mostly in the pharmaceutical industry, but I spent my time really learning what makes businesses tick, what makes them successful, what are the tools and the strategies that they use every single day to keep the business growing. And this photo is a company that's here in Australia, or if you're in America, I used to work for Johnson & Johnson as well.
And those are some of those core businesses that have been around for so long, and they've got some incredible strategies that they've managed to use over time. But as a small business owner, we don't necessarily have all of the tools that big business have. So I needed to be able to work out how to scale those down and be able to use what was appropriate on a small scale so I could grow my business really quickly and making sure that I hit my financial goal, but without burning out. So I set my massive goal, and this is a photo of me at one of Tony Robbins' UPW events, which I love. I just broken the board. I was so excited. You can see it on my face. And remembering this is an event that's run in the States. So I think I was up from midnight through to about midday. It was crazy timing. But what I really wanted to do was set my goals so high. And when it comes to my adventure, it's setting my goals really high so I could open up my containers and I could open up that sphere of how I could make it possible. So I used a combination of the strategies that I've learned in big business, a combination of the neuroscience tools that I have. I put them both together and I was able to scale my business to just over 170K in the first year. Now, that's not overly massive when I think about my massive goal, because my massive goal is to get it to $1 million. But I've now structured the business so that it can easily scale to over $1 million. And that's just in one avenue. That's just unlocking one avenue of my business. So this is what's really important for me is when I work with you, when I work with people, it's helping them to think about what are the structures they've got in place to be able to scale that business to whatever their dream income might be. So what I'm going to do is show you a range of techniques that I use that make you, and there's one particular technique that I really love that makes you 95% more likely to achieve your goal. And I learned all of these strategies through my neuroscience. And they're absolutely strategies that I've used in my own business and I've used with my clients to help them achieve their goals much faster. I have a client who just achieved her 3-month goal in only a month of us working together. So these strategies absolutely work. This slide just gives you a bit of an overview of how we do it. So I think, like I said before, I try to move you from that idea of from being confused to feeling really confident. And often the process we go through is we go from feeling confused and not sure where to focus. And then when I help people get that real focus, then we start getting a little bit panicked because we think, oh my goodness, I actually have to get out in front of bigger clients, more regularly. But from that panic, when we can move out of that panic feeling, we actually start feeling really proud, because really proud of the efforts, proud of ourselves for getting out there, for getting some sales on board. And now the piece is starting to think about, how do we scale that business? How do we take it to a larger scale? And from that proud, I move you to this space of feeling really confident. And that's feeling confident that you know where to get leads, you know how to convert those leads, you know where the sales are coming from, and now you're ready to grow and scale and expand the team. So underneath all of these headings, you can see some of the steps that I take you through in our process and in our time coaching together. I really look forward to chatting to you. I would love to know where you're at in your business now. What are some of those really big dream goals that you have set for yourself? And let's figure out if I'm the right coach to help get you there.